Okay. We're rolling.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Father Knows Something.
Yeah.
I think that even though it's on Thursday of week past, as you're seeing it on Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. roughly, or whenever.
We'll see. Might be right at midnight this time. You never know with us.
Anyways, it's been a crazy week for all of us.
It has. Yeah. It's, October, inching along. It's spooky season. Spooky episode coming very soon.
Are you getting write-ins for spooky?
Oh, so many write-ins.
You got good.
But not enough with photographic evidence. So if you have photographs, actual evidence, please send it our way. I know Google doesn't usually let you upload pictures, but what you can do is upload it on tiny URL and paste the URL in the Google form. We want pictures. Got to make true believers out of these guys, Okay.
All righty.
And if you've already submitted and have pictures, just resubmit with the links and we'll match your emails.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody, I hope that we are all safe. We are all healthy, and we have not had a lot of drama. I'd like to have 1 week where we don't have drama.
That's life though. I mean, everyone's going through it. We have so many people being affected by these hurricanes. We are sending you so much love. If we make the Florida shows, I know we're planning on donating all of our merch proceeds, but there's so many people right now just going through it. We still have, wars all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere is stress. But just want to remind you guys that we have a very, very important election coming up. There are so many things on the table with this election. So please, please, please register to vote. We just got our absentee ballots the other day and I'm excited to send it in. So make sure you're registered to vote. But let's get on to this theme today.
Please, let's do it.
It is called, It May Take Some Effort, May Require Effort, something along those lines, but just a bunch of stories that, people are going through it and it's going to take some effort to move forward.
Okay, let's dig in.
Let's do it.
Number one. And by the way, I think I got your socks in my sock drawer.
Oh my God, they're cute little unicorns today.
But I have a feeling that somehow these were ones
I don't think those are mine. Look at the heel. The heel matches up with your foot.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Those are just awfully big for my little feet.
I got pink unicorn.
They kind of fit your vibe. I'm going to be honest.
Well,
you give unicorn energy.
Let's go do it. Number one.
Hiya, Father Knows crew. I love listening to your podcast, and I never thought I'd have an issue to write in about, but here we go.
Okay.
I recently got married to the love of my life, and he's an amazing partner. The wedding was absolutely lovely and perfectly imperfect. We each had 5 members of our bridal party, 5 bridesmaids, and 5 groomsmen. The afternoon before the wedding, we got a text from the best man saying that he would likely miss his flight out. He lives a couple of states away, and this was due to his wife having a freak out. They have a 4-month-old baby, and it's understandable that she would be afraid to spend the weekend alone. They informed us that they were trying to find flights and accommodations for the 3 of them. When we looked, the cheapest ticket for the next flight was around $800, and it wouldn't arrive until after the wedding. We knew that they were currently struggling with money and tried to find alternative options that were cheaper, as we weren't in a place to offer financial help. We sent them flights that were under $100 that would allow the best man's mother to fly out to stay with his wife. We didn't receive a response until after we got home from the wedding, the following day. Technically, it was sent during the wedding, but we didn't have our phones on us the whole time. The text didn't say anything more than it had been a rough couple of days, and that the best man was so happy for us. We haven't responded or heard anything further since. I can understand prioritizing your family over all else, but the way it was handled and the lack of apologies or communication really irks me. It seems like this issue could have been addressed earlier. In addition, he's been extremely flaky in the past and typically was only trustworthy when it came to majorly important events. Most of my family is not familiar with him outside of a couple of issues and thinks we should just cut him out of our life. My husband, that's fun, and I are unsure if we want them in our lives, but we would prefer some closure. How would it be best to go about that when he's not responsive via text and lives a couple of states away? What do we even say? I hope it would make us feel better, even if it does end the friendship, but I'm afraid it's going to hurt worse. We didn't let it affect the day of the wedding, but now that it's later, it's starting to sink in just how much it hurt. Ideal outcome, getting some closure that makes us feel confident in our decision either way. Additional info. The best man is, as I said, extremely flaky. My now husband has tried to set up multiple times to hang out with him one-on-one, but he always ends up bringing his wife. I don't believe they've had any one-on-one time since they started dating. And honestly, I don't think the best man's wife likes me or my husband all that much. My husband is extremely hurt by this as they've been friends for nearly 10 years, and I'm unsure how the best to support him, and I'm really upset by it and angry he caused this hurt.
Well, good story.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. This is really an issue that your husband's going to really have to make his decisions on where he wants to place this fella. I mean, obviously, your husband looked at this guy being his best man because it was a friend that he thought qualified, that he really wanted to give him this honor. And the guy is obviously sidetracked many different ways, one being his wife, apparently. And it just is what it is. So that being said, when I say it is what it is, you can't put any responsibility on him for your friendship. If it works out for your husband's friendship with him and they're able to get through this when they finally both decide that it's time to talk about it, then they do. Otherwise, your husband just right now just considers the source and realize he's an irresponsible guy. He's not the person that he can count on because he couldn't count on him to be there. And that's self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, he had a flight. And this is such a tough thing, right? New baby at home, 4-month-old. Life happens. Life comes up. Maybe she's got postpartum depression, anxiety, whatever that looks like. But the lack of communication, not to even get an apology after a 10-year friendship and you're the best man, you're sending me a text the day of my wedding versus giving me a call. Hey, dude, can't make it. It kind of just shows me that the priorities are in another place.
Mm-hmm.
If you want this friendship to continue, there's going to need to be a lot of effort on your part.
There's some
because
fixing
he's
here.
not making any effort.
No, zero. And he's not being forthwith with all the information what he's really going through.
Just communicate.
So if I am a best man, my best man has to be my best man. We are equal partners in communication to have that honor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, find someone else. And at this point in time, he doesn't qualify. So
no.
You just at this point you have to just disregard the whole thing, wipe it out. Your wedding is over. He missed the opportunity of a lifetime to be the best man, and life goes on.
Yeah,
give it up. I mean, sitting around waiting for an apology, you're going to hold your breath until you're blue. Don't
honestly,
worry about it.
And I think this is a hard part. I'm very curious where this idea of closure came from, because we all. Maybe it's just innately human to have things come full circle and completed or closure or whatever. Mm-hmm. But we all kind of go through this, whether it's a breakup, friendships falling apart. Mm-hmm. We all look for closure. But to me, the closure is the fact that you haven't heard anything since. Mm-hmm. There's been no outreach on his part. And granted, you didn't respond. So maybe he took that as well, they're telling me, fuck off. So you could also look at that as your closure. He is not reaching out. He is not apologizing. Mm-hmm. He is shutting the door on that friendship. There's closure enough. There's your answer. You two have each other. Is it a hard loss for your husband? Absolutely. Friendship breakups are worse than relationship breakups sometimes, but that could be your closure.
I call it immaturity too.
I can see it.
He is immature, that there's a problem that is going on with him in his own marriage, and he doesn't have the ability of facing it. But here's a real-time experience that I went through with the best friend that I have. Mm-hmm. My friend Ken.
Yeah.
And Ken was getting married. This is back in 1986 approximately. And I say that because that's when I knew I had this problem. Ken was getting married. And I was invited to the wedding. I was not in the bridal party, and I was not in the in the wedding, or best man. But we're buddy. We're lifelong friends even today. And I had a phone call. I had bought this shipyard on the Ohio River, and I had 5 barges moored off the end of the dock. And I got a phone call, and the phone call was, "This is the Army Corps of Engineers.
God.
And your barge is sinking in the Ohio River.
Oh my gosh.
And you have 24 hours to fix this problem."
Wow.
Not a weekend.
24 hours,
24
bitch.
hours. I did not go to Kenny's wedding.
Wow.
I had to miss it. And I called him and I said, "Kenny, I feel horrible, but I have a problem. I have to deal with it."
Yeah.
And he never believed it.
He thought you were just making it up?
He thought that I just wasn't coming that I missed the wedding on purpose, and I flaked out on him. And
wow.
Not the case at all. And I missed the wedding.
Yeah.
To what was one of his best friends, meaning me. And it was a long time to get over that. And even we talk about it lately, yep, that was the wedding you didn't show up to.
Oh.
And I said,
still, there's a pain point there. Still.
There is a big pain point with this, but I recognize it. I fessed up to it. I talked about it, but you can't do the wedding over. You can't stop the wedding. No. That's their day. Yes. And I was in the middle of off a river with pumps pumping out a barge.
That's insane.
True story.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to put in the effort to save the friendship, your husband needs to be the one that reaches out, unfortunately, because he's proven he's not going to. I will be a bit of a devil's advocate here. We don't know what his marriage looks like with his wife and newborn baby. Maybe there's some unhealthiness to that relationship, and she's
I feel that.
Separating him from friends. I mean, the fact that since they've gotten together, your husband hasn't hung out with his friend one-on-one is kind of a red flag to me. So maybe there's, some grace to give there. But if your husband wants this friendship, unfortunately, he's going to have to be that bigger person and reach out and put some effort in and just say, "Hey, I'm hurt. Let's hash this out." But I think all you need to do is be supportive and move forward with your life.
You do.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for you guys, but eventually something will come out. I do believe that there's an issue going on in their marriage, and he just is unable to bring it up or talk about it.
I could see that. And I think guys are oftentimes more closed off when it comes to sharing issues about their life, their relationships, etc. with their friends. So could be something there. We don't know. But you have all the info and proceed forward how you wish.
I like when we say, "We don't know."
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We do know. We got another story, though.
Let's go to number 2.
Number 2. Hey, Father Knows fam. I gave birth via C-section to twin girls this last July.
Congratulations. I was going to do the same thing.
You can do it too.
One more time. Congratulations. Jinx.
Oh.
Now you can't talk until I say your full name.
Our babies were preemie and one was in the NICU for about a month. Thankfully, we are all home now and healthy.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
On to the problem. Yep. My husband does not feel anything for our twins but dislike. He cannot hear their crying without getting pissed off and has admitted before that it makes him want to hurt them. I had a little postpartum, and that really screwed with me to the point where I was having visions of him hurting the babies anytime he was doing anything with them and they cried. He went back to work after the first month. He travels for his job and is gone for a week at a time. When he comes back on the weekends, it is touch and go. Sometimes he will help me with a morning feeding or cleaning the bottles. Other times, like today, he doesn't and just puts his headphones on so he can't hear us. He says I choose them over him and that I hold them too much. He says whenever I am holding them, there are things that I can be doing instead, and I'm training them to need me too much. I am just at a loss. I'm so tired from taking care of the girls primarily by myself. I get help on weekdays from mom and mom-in-law, and I just don't know how to talk to my husband anymore. Honestly, sometimes I dread the weekends now, and that makes me sad because we had such a good relationship before. I would like some advice on how to have a conversation with my husband and how to make this easier. Sorry for the long post. Ideal outcome for him to get help, us to be a family with our twins.
Well, your desire to get help is not an option. You are in a serious possible problem.
Yeah.
And I see a red flag here that I've never really seen, where I've said, you got to remove this fella from this responsibility until you get some help. And
Yeah.
this isn't normal. This isn't healthy. This is a worrisome thing, that something can happen to these poor defensive babies because someone is tilted.
I mean, this is how shaken baby syndrome happens. This is truly where a baby gets left in a car as a punishment for crying or something happens. I mean, there's a lot of concerning things on this. I think the fact that he's saying you're picking the babies over him or you're training them to need you too much. They're 3-month-old babies now at this point. If you had them in July, they were preemies. Like, also, babies do need you. What the fuck is this about?
This is dangerous. This is a place where you need intervention. And it might even take, because of his immaturity or his mind process, you might need his parents to be a part of this intervention in his family to get him into help immediately.
Yeah.
But you definitely, this isn't a healthy relationship for the unit. This is danger, danger, danger.
And maybe he's dealing with some postpartum depression himself. You know, guys can be affected by that as well, but then make the effort. Like, there's got to be some huge effort that happens now to ensure that you and your babies are safe. I mean, I understand, you know, if he's got some sensory processing stuff where, you know, maybe he gets overloaded easily. I know I myself, with crying or loud repetitive noises, I can become overstimulated. There are not earplugs, but noise reducers that you can wear. But for him to just put his headphones on and completely disengage, I understand maybe he can't help with the crying and stuff like that, but then help with the bottles, help do stuff that, you know, you can do. But he disengages, puts headphones on and disengages.
He wants nothing to do with this.
And I'm just like, I can't imagine the flip and the stress and sadness you must be dealing with, because I can't imagine prior to having kids, he wasn't excited.
We have no idea.
I mean, otherwise you probably wouldn't have had kids with him. So for him to flip this switch, by the sounds of it, there's something seriously going wrong here.
This is clearly out of our pay grade. And I hate to be a cop-out on this, but this is where you really need some professional input and assistance. And that's the only possibility of thought that I have. And it's not tomorrow. It's right now.
No, some sort of therapy, immediate individuals therapy, but I think couples therapy would be non-negotiable in this as well. Like, this is dire.
This is red alert.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
Would you agree on that?
A lot of effort immediate effort, all the effort.
Yeah. We wish you luck with it. And
I think the community could really come out and help with this one. I know there are so many listeners out there that have dealt with postpartum depression, anxiety. If you have a partner that has dealt with that, if you were the one that gave birth, but your partner dealt with it, whatever it is, please go to the comments and make some recommendations or give this listener some advice, because this is a really tough one. And I know you're not alone in this. So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed and scared by us and our seriousness in this conversation, but I do think it needs to not be taken lightly.
Not in the least.
And so know that you're not alone, and there is a lot of support out there. But I think you really got to sit them down and say, this is not normal, and we need to get you some help.
Yeah, absolutely. Immediately.
Yeah.
Good luck with you, and
keep us posted.
And blessings, and let us, keep this, at least write in and let us know what's going on. So, because the community is going to jump in on the comments on this one.
Absolutely.
So let's watch that really carefully.
Yeah. Again, if you do need to update us after your story has been read, we do have a separate link in the description. It says update us, and then it's another Google form. So head there if we've read your story.
Yeah. Most importantly, go seek some outside assistance immediately, because this is something that's very scary.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could take the little ones and move in with your mom for a little bit until he can get himself sorted. But something's got to give right now. Right now.
Remove the responsibility from him, so there's no danger really to help. I'm glad that you got through your post and that you feel, good with your children and you love your girls, and there's no fear there. But God, that's a scary place to be. Because let me tell you, it was when Morgan came home, trust me, I was all in. I couldn't wait to be there for her. She cried. I was there changing her diaper immediately. That would be a normal excitement of a father to want to participate and be a part and not have any issue to being a partner raising children. That's what children are about. Children are about parents putting their children before themselves, actually, and doing as a team to raise those new souls. And that's not what's going on here. You don't have a partner with this. You have someone that actually has animosity to this. And there's the danger.
Yeah, very concerning comments. But again, you're not alone in this. It's going to be okay. Don't feel overwhelmed. We're just worried about you.
Deal with it. Just deal with it, and it's not put it off.
No.
Okay, let's move on.
Moving on to number
3.
One of this week's partners is IXL Learning. I'm sure all you parents out there want your kids to succeed. And the reality is, sometimes we just struggle in areas with school. You guys know math and me, we're not friends. I wish I would have had something like IXL Learning. IXL Learning is an online learning program for kids. It covers math, maybe I should sign up, language arts, science, and social studies. IXL is designed to help them really understand and master topics in a fun way with positive feedback. So if you have a little one that's maybe struggling with math or social studies, this program will improve your kids' grades. It's backed by research, and kids using IXL are scoring higher on their tests. IXL is used in 95 of the top 100 school districts in the US, and it will work with any of your kids. It's powered by these advanced algorithms that helps give the right help to each kid, no matter the age or the personality. For me, if I would have had IXL instead of my tutor who was just mean, I probably would have learned math and loved it. So make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Father Knows Something listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/FKS. Visit IXL.com/FKS to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price. Trigger warning on this one, you guys. It does contain talks of a very toxic, unhealthy relationship. So please proceed with caution. What number?
3.
Okay. Hi, Jerry Morgan and Justin. I listen to you guys every week on both Two Hot Takes and Father Knows. It means a lot to me as I lost my father when I was young, so hearing dad advice helps my heart. Anyways, on to my problem. I am a 28-year-old female married to a 30-year-old male. We have 2 kids, ages 2 and 6, and have been married for almost 3 years. Together for almost 5. I have known him for about 8 years altogether, though. I'll try to make my story as quick as I can. Our relationship was rocky when we first got together, more than 5 years ago. On and off relationship for a while. Because I couldn't decide what I wanted in my life, so I kept going from dating him to breaking up and dating other people. I broke his heart and trust a lot. He was no saint either, but the situation was 99% me. I have since taken full responsibility for this and owned up to it, and have done everything I can to prove to him that when I signed that marriage license, that meant we were in this forever. Just him and I. But it was like something flipped when he signed that marriage license. He's since become someone I do not know. He's thrown things in my direction, papers, toys, clothing. He has punched the wall or his punching bag outside until his knuckles can't take it anymore. He screams. He has insulted me as a wife and a mother. He says I am miserable and that's why he doesn't want to spend time with me. He says all I do is nag him and that I have nothing positive to say about him. He has his friend over a lot who is on my side because he sees that I'm the complete opposite of what my husband says. My family sees it. Everyone sees it, but him, his mother, and his father, whom I live with. We live in an apartment attached to theirs, so they can see directly into our space at any point. Don't get me wrong, my mother-in-law has given my children the world, and they have both helped us in so many ways. We couldn't afford to live on our own right now, as we have extreme debt and no childcare, so I can only work on his days off while he works 40 hours a week. I guess what I'm asking is, what should I do? I would leave, but I have no family close by, and I have absolutely no friends. I don't even have any money for myself to get my own place. I'm working on it though. I'm in college for my psychology degree. I have tried to ask him to go to counseling with me or just talk to me about things, and he refuses. He says everything is fine, that marriages have fights and stress. I'd like to add, I'm not exactly innocent in this. I have fired nasty things back at him when he starts yelling at me, but I have never gotten physical with him or anything of that nature. Our marriage is in shambles, and I don't know what to do anymore. I just want my kids to be in a happy and healthy environment and see what a loving marriage looks like. But he is not the person I married. Ideal outcome, figuring out how to make him see we need to work on our marriage or we need to separate. This would be without his mother getting involved. Additional info, his mom is basically his diary. He tells her everything, and she's obviously always on his side. If she chooses to hate me for something, he will too. She has a lot of control over him and what he does.
Well written. I get the picture.
Yeah.
It is really difficult in marriage when you are dealing with your most intimate relationship that's going through a filter of a mother or another parental figure.
Yeah.
When the parties are supposed to be adults on their own and dealing with their partner. My suggestion is that you're definitely going to have to separate. He's not going to get the message by just saying, look, we have a problem. And you recognize it, I recognize it. And it's got to be dealt with between you and I, and not our parents. It's you and me. We're the ones that are in this together. You need to just have some time without me being a part of the equation and our children, because I'm not abandoning our children. They're my kids as well as they're your kids, but we are a package. And you have to make the decision of what you want in your life first as your partner, if it's me or your mom, or your mom and then me, which means who's going to live with you? You know, we have this relationship where the dynamic is that we are all, it's almost like they're all part of our marriage. And in ways, your parents are part of your relationship, but not on the level that you're currently living.
I mean, his mom is his diary.
Right. That's
concerning.
I heard those words.
Very what do we call it, friends?
Defining.
Enmeshment?
Yes.
And so, haven't used that in a while.
So, I mean, look, you have your relationship. I don't mix in with your relationship at all. Zero. I respect your relationship. I don't have comments to make regarding it.
No, and that's how it should be. That's healthy.
I get to enjoy you guys together. You guys have an issue. Trust me, I'm going to be far apart. And when you and I have an issue, your guy, that Justin, he side shifts away from what's going on, and he lets us, he lets us deal with it.
He does your famous na 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 na
without even doing it.
Yeah.
And I don't look at him for.
No, that's healthy. That's how it should be.
And that's what That's the example that I'm saying that you need to have in your life in order to make your relationship work. It's you and your husband. You're the team. That's the team. It's not mom, him, and I. She's not the creamy white filling in between the sheets. And if it seems a little gross for me to say that, take that as reality. That's why I intended to use that description, to get her out of your bedroom, get her out of that part, because she doesn't belong there. It's your guys' relationship.
Yeah. I think, obviously, a lot of red flags here.
Yep.
Punching walls.
Yep.
I mean, punching bags until his knuckles can't take it anymore. Yep. This is insane behavior, not healthy, not normal.
Anger management.
I think it's treading towards a path where he starts not hitting walls and punching bags. It goes further.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried about this one. I, myself, think he put on this mask until you got married, and then once he had you locked down, mask fell. This is his true self. I think that happens quite often, actually, with people that are abusive. If this were me, I would put all my effort into moving on. Get your psychology degree, get your own place when you can, and get a divorce.
Well, let me ask you a question. In what order?
I mean, if it becomes dire for your safety that you need to get out, there are resources. Your kids are 2 and 6. The 6-year-old's in school. Maybe there's a job you could get full-time at a daycare. Psychology degree, it would be perfect. You get to observe children's psychology in action and have your little one maybe enrolled there. I mean, I think there's options. There's also resources. I mean, there's women's shelters and things like that if you're truly on your own. Otherwise, maybe you move back with your mom, your family, your dad, whoever that is. But I think all the effort needs to be made to get out and be done.
Does she make an appointment with a psychologist and go with him to a marriage counselor and have a discussion where they open it up and say, this is our plan. What are we going to do, A or B? And do it right fucking now.
It's tough because there are recommendations that you don't do couples counseling if a partner is abusive. It can make them even more dangerous.
And so she doesn't even have a conversation with him saying, this is what's going on. I need to move out now. And then you can figure out where you want to be.
I think you might be able to have a mediator have that conversation, but I don't think I'd recommend couples therapy.
Okay.
I would say more so individuals therapy to make sure you're good. You have the tools to deal with this, whether it's gray rocking him or, other coping strategies. But I don't think I'd say couples counseling with this because he's proven to be very psychologically abusive. I mean, there's comments he says to her that it's just crazy.
Well, I was just trying to say, does she take action of a conversation? Try to have a level conversation with him now. Either do you want to stay here or do we need to go separate right now? And you can think outside.
Yeah.
Think what it's like without me here.
I think you can have that conversation
But I can't be here right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you can have that conversation. I mean, someone that screams, insults you as a wife and a mother, says you're miserable, and that's why he doesn't want to spend time with you. All you do is nag him. You have nothing positive to say about him. Like, why are you guys still together? What does he want to stay together for?
Doesn't seem attractive to me.
So again, hey, I just think we are two very different people. I think we have grown apart. I love our children, but I think what's best for us is moving on and start making steps.
Or how about just if you don't take the position that you're moving on, that we take the position that I need to move out and at least have some separation.
Absolutely. I think it's hard though. Like if he truly is dangerous, it might be best for you to just go when he's at work. This is something only our writer is going to know based on how safe or unsafe they feel.
That's right.
And so that's also an option. If you feel you can't have this conversation with him because of the reaction he might have or him, not letting you go or him becoming more dangerous, like that's something you'll have to determine. And it's okay to also just leave. Get your kids, get their shit, middle of the day, leave. Because not only do you have to deal with him and him trying to keep you there, you have a mother-in-law that sees right inside your window.
Mm-hmm.
You have other people that could, delay your plan or make it unsafe. So I think you just got to get your eggs in a row, start tucking money aside. There's things you can do, but put the effort into your plan and start making your moves because this isn't healthy.
Mm-mm.
And it's okay to get married and realize that someone is not who they said and leave. It's always okay to leave. You don't have to stay with someone because you have kids or
not at all.
Whatever, insert XYZ reason here. You can go.
Only you know the condition that your radar is going to tell you how he's going to behave. And if you feel that the conversation is going to be violent, obviously you don't have the conversation.
No.
I mean, if you feel that you can actually have a conversation without, with rules engaged so you guys don't trigger each other where you go ballistic, that's a decision that and you know the kind of conversations you can have with them. Obviously, we don't need to involve mom.
Hell no.
If it's you leaving first and then having the conversation, maybe I don't know. But I do know that you immediately have to go make action today and not tomorrow. That's where I was really running to.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay.
Keep us posted, okay?
We're moving on to number 4.
Another one of this week's partners is Uncommon Goods. Holidays are coming up fast, but I want to find quality items that are handmade, unique, and special. And that is where Uncommon Goods comes in. Uncommon Goods makes your holiday shopping stress-free by scouring the globe for original, handmade, and absolutely remarkable things for anyone and everyone on your list. Some of my favorite pieces I have in our home are from Uncommon Goods. We actually got a handmade Minnesota spoon holder. I watch Justin use it every time he cooks, and I use it when I cook. But it was such an amazing present, and I got to learn about the artist it came from, who resides in Minnesota. And that's how every item from Uncommon Goods has felt. It has so much character, charm, it's cute, and they go over real well. The gifts I've gotten my grandma from Uncommon Goods, she still raves about. And the best part, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so you might want to shop now before they sell out. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/FKS. That's uncommongoods.com/FKS for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer, Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Here we go, number 4. Hi, Morgan, Justin, and Jerry. I can't get over the fact that my boyfriend has had sex with other people. I, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, have been dating for 9 months. I went into the relationship knowing that he had had sex with people before me. I had not. About a year and a half ago, he was hooking up with a friend of his. We have only known each other for 11 months. For some reason, this friend that he had sex with makes me so upset. We have gotten into fights over it, and it stresses me out to no end. He has told me that it was super casual and it was just 2 friends hooking up, but for some reason, I don't believe him. This is because before they started hooking up, she confessed her feelings to him. He told me that it happened because he wanted to see where things would go with her, but ended things with her after about a month. They had a song that they deemed theirs, and it is super romantic. He once played the song for me and told me that he had had sex to it to hurt my feelings. He did heavily apologize after that. Every time I hear the song, it sends me into a spiral and I start a fight. Now on to my issue. I am a severely insecure person, and I don't know why, but I let it get under my skin. I compare myself to this girl that I don't even know solely because she was intimate with my boyfriend before I met him. I do not know this girl. I'm just looking for some advice on how to get over the fact that he has slept with her. I am very aware that I sound crazy, but I have severe anxiety. This is both of our first relationship. We love each other very much, but I'm scared that if I keep starting fights about this, I am going to push him away. He tells me that his biggest regret is me not being his first, but something in me just doesn't care about that. I am also aware that me continuing to do this is very unhealthy for our relationship, and he and I have talked about that. Anyways, I hope you guys read this. I love your show and I love THT, and I've been listening since episode 1. Thank you. Love you guys. Ideal outcome, to get over the fact that he had sex with this girl.
Reality. Have you ever had a bicycle? Have you ever ridden your one of your girlfriend's bicycles, a tangible item, or driven your friend's car because your car was broken? I think you need to kind of in your brain master the fact that he had this experience, and it's no different than the fact that you borrowed your friend's car. It's something that has happened that is common in life, and if you guys keep bringing this up and you can't get over it for whatever the reason is, you can't find the framework to box it out and accept it and just go on with life, that there's far more important things in life than who your boyfriend has slept with in the past. Your relationship will not survive. You will be moving on. And the next guy you get, or the next person after that, I doubt you're going to run out of virgins sooner or later. And so the reality is, look,
what?
The reality is, it doesn't matter what was in his past. It only matters on what you guys share today going forward.
Yeah.
He ended it with her. You're in his life because she didn't fill everything that he was looking for. You have to be bright enough and mature enough to recognize you guys are in each other's life and nobody else is in your life, because you guys are fulfilling the graphic of what your life needs to have in it, or the pins, however you want to go make this visual, that you guys align. Where you're misaligning is that you can't let it go. And you're going to need to do that, because again, you wouldn't be in his life if he wanted to continue with her, especially if she said how much she is in love with him. It wasn't enough to make him stay there. So whatever it was with the communication level, the sex level, what all these different things that come into the equation, it didn't satisfy what he was looking for, that you at this point in time do, except one thing. You're not giving up on this thing. You're double trenching in, and it's in the past. It was before you guys even went out.
Yeah.
If every woman I went out wanted to go worry about who I've slept with in my life, trust me, it wouldn't work very well, because I've had more than one lover. Give it up. It's a past. It doesn't matter. It's long forgotten. And let me tell you, I don't sit here and think about my different lovers and what they did when I'm with somebody else.
No.
When I'm locked in with somebody, I only care about one thing. Take the experiences that I've had maybe with other lovers and find out what worked the best for pleasure, and try it on you to see if you like those things or what works for you.
I honestly feel like it all fades though after
it definitely
you move
fades
to the next person. Like I am sitting here and I'm like, how was it with my exes versus Justin? And it's like, it doesn't even stand out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
forget about it.
It's so far removed because I'm with this new person. I love this person. I would say there needs to be some effort made into self-growth.
Mm-hmm.
You are self-aware. You recognize you're insecure. You recognize you have anxiety. And that self-awareness is huge. Like the fact you can own up to it and discuss it
is beautiful.
Is a great first step. Now let's go further. What do you need to work on to become more secure, to know you're enough, whether that's working with a therapist or, some gratitude, reflection type guided journals on your own, but you are enough. Whether this is your person or not, we won't know for a while, but you are enough for whoever that is. It doesn't matter what's in their past or who they've been with. You are enough. And if you're not enough for him, that just means this isn't your person. I would ask you one question though. Are you so upset about him sleeping with other people or the way he talks with you about it? I see a couple of red flags here. The first being, he once played the song for me and told me that he had had sex to it to hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird on his part.
Bad.
That's immature, manipulative. He knew that was a pressure point, pain point for you and just twisted the knife. That's not healthy. The other thing that I'm like confused about is why he's trying to make this relationship sound so casual when he did date her. She confessed her feelings and he dated her to see how his would develop. That's not casual. So why lie about it? And I'm not saying this to make it more insecure, but I think if he would have approached it with you and been like, I had this relationship, I did date her and I just wanted to see where it goes. But obviously the relationship didn't pan out.
Right. And how old are these two?
They're 21.
So there's so much.
That's normal. That's the age you date people.
There's so much immaturity and not knowing how to have the conversation yet, because these are new conversations.
Yeah.
The fact that he is your first, I can understand your insecurity, the fact that you're not his first. But if you don't work out with him, the next person in life is going to be your second.
Yeah. And I would just kind of ask yourself with that regard, what if you started dating someone new and they held it over your head? You've slept with someone else. That's disgusting. I just can't. The fact you've slept with someone else, I envision you with someone else. You wouldn't want to be with that person. It would feel like they're holding something against you that's not your fault. And you made that choice at the time because you loved that person or whatever, blank, blank, blank reason. Let's move forward.
That's right.
You should be able to start fresh with each relationship you have and not have people hold things against you. And in this case, you're the one doing it and you got to work on it. You got to put some effort in, not bring it up. When you start spiraling, deviate, think of something else, but you can't keep holding it against him. He didn't even know you. And you chose to date this person knowing that he wasn't a virgin. So effort needs to be made.
Try to put it in the sense that he borrowed his friend's car for the day and that it's all done. I mean, or you borrowed your friend's car and it meant at this point in time, it means nothing. You're glad that you had use of the car, but you've moved on. You've been to that destination. I don't know how else to make it feel so casual.
I know. I want people to put their own analogies in the comments because your car one's, it's interesting.
But yeah, it's behind us.
Yeah, it is.
It is behind you.
You're together for a reason right now.
And that's what you have to focus on.
And don't let the past prevent you from having a future.
Correct.
Don't be goofy. Don't be goofy. You're enough. There's no reason to be insecure about a person who is irrelevant.
Let's put it in the comments. Let's see what we get.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to move on to number 5.
Another one of this week's partners is Greenlight. As your kids grow, a lot of things about parenting gets easier. But then there's other things that still are daunting, like money. Where do you even begin to talk to your kids about money and financial literacy and responsible spending? Well, that's where Greenlight can come in. Greenlight is a debit card and money app made for families. Parents can send money to their kids and keep an eye on their kids' spending and savings, while kids and teens build confidence with their money and that lifelong financial literacy, which is crucial and something I really could have benefited from. I wish I would have had something like Greenlight when I was growing up. I would have learned about investing, spending wisely, and I would have been a lot more motivated to do my chores because Greenlight has a chore feature where you can set up one-time or recurring chores that are customized to your family's needs. If I would have known I had $5 waiting at the end of cleaning my room, it would have been spotless constantly. Millions of parents and kids are learning about money on Greenlight, and dad is probably going to start too because he doesn't know how to budget either. It's the easy, convenient way for parents to raise financially smart kids and families to navigate life together. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/FKS. That's greenlight.com/FKS to try Greenlight today. Greenlight.com/FKS. Number 5.
That's right. Number 5.
This one starts, just jump right in, okay?
Okay.
My boyfriend and I broke up. We lived together. I left 3 days ago and moved back to my hometown. There was so much infidelity on his side. There were at least 7 women in the last 2 years. I forgave him and forgave him because we built a life together, and I thought that's what you do. I love him. Even to this very second, I love him. The days leading up to me leaving, he said he would stay in contact. He was going to therapy and wanted to work on himself and become the man that truly deserves me. And when the time is right, we will find our way back to each other. I know how foolish I sound. I know I should never look back, but I have so much love for him that I'm in physical pain and have been for a month since I finally found out about all of the infidelity. But in the days since I've left, there has been no communication. He deleted all of the photos of us on his social media. He didn't go to therapy this week. I fear I'm falling for more lies when I'm broken, and the only thing keeping me going is the hope that he wants to get better and try again. It's only been 3 days, but I am so broken beyond belief. I can't hold it together anymore. I fear I do not come out of this unscathed by any means. How do I heal? How do I move on? How do I make the pain go away? Ideal outcome, maybe finding clarity within myself to make sure this doesn't destroy me. Additional info, I am 30, he is 38. We have known each other for 6 or 7 years, dating for 2. I say dating lightly because he was never faithful, but we lived together and met each other's families and spoke about marriage.
Well, I don't mean to be cold and callous, and you're not here to answer the question, but unless you like, and one of the things you loved about him was his infidelity. Imagine finding someone, and if your answer is, no, I hated the infidelity. Well, if you hated the infidelity, imagine meeting somebody that fills all your needs and wants and requirements that would be honest and true and really love you to the depths that you could have a monogamous relationship with someone that really is focused on you. Think about that one. Process that really clearly, because you need to move on. You cannot be waiting for this person who does not give you the respect and is playing these head games on you, because it's not healthy for you. And there are people out there that will give you the monogamy and the unfiltered, I can't even find the right word, but the love that is focused on you and not where his next relationship or intimate encounter is going to be. Now, again, you're going to have to weigh out in your head. Do you want a guy that's going to be unfaithful to you? Because if you do, you have the right guy for you. But if you want a guy that's going to be faithful, move on and let this guy just, don't give him any more thoughts. And I know it's hard to say that, but he's not your person.
No, your person would not do this to you. This isn't love. And I know it probably feels terrible and confusing and heartbreaking. I mean, every breakup I've ever gone through has felt like the world is ending.
Mm-hmm.
And then, slowly time does move on and you heal a little bit and you find a person who treats you a little better. And you're like, why did I even care about that last one? I mean, you guys have known each other 6-7 years, dating for 2. Like, that's been a big chunk where you've been playing these games. But for him to cheat on you in just 2 years with 7 women, nuts. There's clearly something off with him, whether it's like insecurity. I don't even know.
It's like one new one every 3 months.
It's a lot of effort, a lot of lying, sneaking, manipulation. I can't even imagine. And it's not what you deserve. Like, your radar is probably so screwed up. And the fact that you left and he made promises to go to therapy and keep in touch and literally hasn't done any of that, deleted all social media, he's moving on. You need to move on. Your person is out there. I myself will be celebrating 6 years with Justin in December. And I know that he would never do this to me. Never. We could have 40 more years and I don't think he would cheat. Like, there are people out there that will treat you right if you give yourself the opportunity to find them.
That's right.
And is this shitty? Is this sad? Absolutely. Grieve. But wake up tomorrow knowing that you are going to find someone who loves you and makes you feel beautiful and makes you feel heard and supported and secure. This isn't it. This is far from it. It's out there. You just got to give yourself the chance to find it. And I don't know, like I think you'll wake up and, at least for me, it was like a switch just flipped. I woke up and I was so happy and hopeful to find my person because I realized I didn't deserve that. Like, my person wouldn't treat me like that.
No, your person is like waiting to go come home and go horseback riding with you and focus on your friendship, on building your own life.
Yeah.
You came home, the woman that just rode in, if this guy's doing a new person every 3 months, he's building relationships and having conversations with these new people consistently, and you're not getting the benefit of the intimate way of knowing him.
Do you even know him? Like,
there's no way.
I feel like someone like that is putting on so many masks and so many alter egos and being whoever these other people want him to be to cheat and have these affairs. Like, is he even real? I would be distraught.
I mean, I have been in your shoes where I've dated someone that was always on the move for somebody else and playing this game. And let me tell you, my radar was fucked up. I didn't know what was up and down.
No, you're constantly getting manipulated and told one thing and then shown the exact opposite and false promises. I mean, I dated a guy who had another girlfriend on the side for, I don't know, 6 months or whatever it was. And I still took him back after I found out. And it was the same thing. Yeah. It ended up being the same thing. Like, people don't change. And the fact that he's 38 and still pulling this bullshit, you are in the prime of your life. Don't let this 38-year-old loser steal your best years.
And as far as you healing, take time. Yeah. Don't start dating yet. I mean, honestly, take some time just for yourself to heal from this, where you really feel that your life, if it's involving going to workout or yoga, or you're getting into art and you're doing a volunteer thing at somewhere, you're starting a whole different life that you get your own security, and then you'll have the ability of having a normal, healthy relationship and not fall right into another dysfunctional one. Uh-huh. So I would take some time to just heal from this bullshit and get your radar back, because you can't go into a new relationship with your radar off kiltered, or you're going to be setting yourself up for destruction again.
Yeah. And your ideal outcome, making sure this doesn't destroy you. This is not going to destroy you. This is going to make you
better,
make you realize what you deserve and find a love that is everything but this. I mean, it's a common comment right now on TikTok when people have a bad video, and people share their own videos where they're going to a pumpkin patch with their kids and their partner is like, I don't want to go to the fucking pumpkin patch. And the kids are in the backseat listening to all this. And the mom is like, well, let's make the best of it. Why? I'm going to go there, spend money. I could go to a grocery store and get a pumpkin, and I'm going to have cider donuts and they're going to be cold. Fuck the pumpkin patch.
And what happens with the kids?
They're hearing it all.
And where are they going to be next year when you want to go to a pumpkin patch?
Probably pouting and not want to go because dad sucked the fun out of it. Mm-hmm. My point is, a lot of people are leaving comments on videos like this and, similar ones where they go, I pray a love like this never finds me. Mm-hmm. And you've had the bad love. Now you're moving on to the good love. No more love like this. I pray it never finds you again.
Find your health. Find your balance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But moving on, I'm going to try to get a 6th one in
Let's
here today.
Let's go do it. Roll it.
I know.
Number 6.
I want to break it off with my boyfriend over not properly sharing cookies. Yes, I know it sounds stupid. Who breaks off a long-term relationship over cookies? This is twice within the last few months that he hasn't shared. One time, he ate all of the cookies before I got any. And the second time, I got 1/8 of the cookies. Only because I forced myself to have some, even though I wasn't hungry at the time. I hate feeling like I better eat something, even if I'm not hungry, to make sure that I at least get some. That just feels like a recipe for disaster. I don't feel like I should have to hide my portion of the cookies, or that I should have to explain to a grown man why he needs to share. How do I break up with someone when I'm not quite sure if that's an important of an issue? Am I gaslighting myself? Are his actions indicative of a bigger issue?
Yes.
Selfishness that is just too deep to correct? What do I do?
Yeah, the cookie is the straw that broke the camel's back. There's definitely
cookies are a symptom.
Yeah, there's something else going on. So
but do you put in effort to try to get him to realize he needs to share?
If it's simply about cookies, I would always make sure there was extra dough in the refrigerator.
Maybe he has his pack of cookies and you have yours.
The bottom line is that there's a bigger issue going on here.
I would say if you are willing to break up over cookies,
There's a bigger issue.
there's maybe more than just
And when
the
you start
cookies.
you know the saying, when you start keeping score, the game is over. So break up. Be
Yeah.
done. Go break up. It doesn't have to be about, you don't have to say, because you didn't share your cookies, just say, this isn't the relationship that I'm seeking. It's tilted. It's something that's out of balance. I feel like a wobbly wheel. and before the wheel falls off, I'm going to make sure I survive and not go off the cliff.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for the time we had together, and let's move on. Make it painless. Just do it. You're in a great place to do it. So I know that's a fast way of answering story number 6. Maybe we'll get number 7 in here, but
No number 7. We're heading over to Patreon.
But the answer is, if you're done, you're done.
Yeah. And I mean, there are sometimes things in relationships we have to put effort into teaching our partner. Like maybe he's never had to share cookies. Maybe you're the first person he's been with and he's used to just eating the cookies. Or maybe he's got the memory of a goldfish and doesn't even remember he ate half the stack of cookies. But I would also say, like, have you addressed this? Because Justin loves Triscuits. He loves his crackers.
Yeah.
So he'll get a box and, I'll want to go in there and have some, but they're already gone.
Mm-hmm.
I've never told him that, like, hey, leave me some Triscuits.
I'm going to go buy, by the way, because I came in today and I had some Triscuits.
Did you eat some of his Triscuits?
I did. So I know that before we go back and drop you, I'm stopping at the market. I'm going to buy two or three more boxes of Triscuits, and I'm going to stock inventory because I know that's the right answer.
Yeah, but I will just say, sometimes you have to have these conversations with people. People aren't mind readers. Maybe he thinks you don't even like the cookies and they're his cookies. I will say that obviously this does seem like you're done. You're over it. It's not working. And it's not just about the cookies, even though it might seem silly and like it is. But for those out there who might be dealing with cookies in their relationship, sometimes you do have to communicate, talk about it, and teach your partner. I would hope that we can share the pack, or I'm going to get my own pack and you get your own pack. Don't eat mine. Like, there's ways to go about this, but if you feel like it's not worth the effort, it's not worth the effort.
So put it this way. I challenge you this. Go to the comments and you write all the things. If this guy is the perfect guy other than cookies, I want you to write that down and submit that in the comment line. If it's something more than the cookies, list all those items out. And let's really look at this balance sheet to see what's going on, because I guarantee it's a lot longer than just the cookies. Something else is going on. So let's hear what it is.
Let's hear it. Put it in the comments.
I want to read it. I want to see it. I want to see your list.
Yeah.
And if it's only the cookies, then maybe it's a conversation.
And have you brought up the cookies? Please let us know on the update form, actually. Let us know. But that's all I got for this episode. We are working on a couple themes right now. One of them is red flags. Are you dealing with something in your relationship that you're like, is this a red flag? Am I overanalyzing it? Whatever it is, red flags. So please put it in. It could be about a friendship, a family relationship, whatever. Red flags.
Is there going to be one after that too that we can get a couple different themes going?
I would also take theme suggestions in the YouTube comments. Let us know what theme you would like to see that maybe we haven't had. I'm always open to suggestions, ideas, comments, concerns.
I love this. If we have the backup and we are able to have the content, we can kind of, film a couple different episodes.
We're gonna be banking some because we got a second half of tour to finish up.
So bear that in mind.
Thanks for being here,
We're going to
guys.
go on over to Patreon. We hope you join us. And
come join.
And don't forget to have your, turn your friends on to us.
Yeah, share.
And I love when you guys subscribe, because it certainly shows that we are growing, and it's a good thing to see. And if you guys are only on Spotify, because I do notice that when I go to the live shows, people have no idea what I look like.
Yeah, we have a lot of audio listeners. Someone the other day thought I was Lauren, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. But no, I'm Morgan.
So we also would love if you want to go just for fun, go to YouTube and watch a couple episodes, see what we look like.
Yeah.
And hit the like and the subscribe button as well, and certainly become part of that family as well.
For sure. There's free content on Patreon on both Father Knows and Two Hot Takes Patreon. So head over there for some more stories. And other than that,
say goodbye to the
unicorn socks.
They are. Look at that.
They're really cute.
See, guys?
Do a nose check. Nose check. How are we doing today?
I haven't started yet, but I am going to start. I'm going to have a friend of mine start doing yoga with me.
Okay, good.
And help me.
See you guys later.
We'll see where we are in about 8 weeks with the take your toe to the nose trick.
I won't hold my breath.
Well, I wouldn't.
Bye, guys.